Take Bransell, I'll do Smith's.
House must have been burning, can't you, Doreen?
What are you talking about?
Oh, Mrs. Powell, it's real strong.
Yeah.
Mr. Faulkner! Mr. Faulkner!
I'll get the extinguisher.
Yeah, and sound off the alarm.
Get them out of the corridor.
Well, I'm finding becoming second nature to him.
Babe, the extinguisher. The one with the booze in it.
Oh, hell, the whole place will go up.
This is bloody useless. Get another extinguisher.
And Sister Franklin, quickly.
Right. Oh, the one on the reception, best bet.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
You can't touch the ones in the prison.
Oh, just get one, will you? Hurry. Call the police and the ambulance. Make sure the women are clear of the building. Steve! Steve!
Wendy, ring the fire brigade and an ambulance, quickly.
Who's been hurt?
Steve Faulkner. It's in one of the single cells. Look out! Oh, no.
What the hell's going on here, then? Yes, is Mr. Faulkner okay? Detention centre. Wentworth! Quiet! All of you! You'll do as you are told when you are told. Everything is under control. And the fire brigade. Hey, Wendy, is Mr. Faulkner okay? Is he dead? Is he blown up or what?
Look, will you let me make this call? I don't know any more than you do. I don't know the extent of the fire, but could you hurry with the ambulance, please?
Do we have to vacate the building? Right. Thank you. No, it's confined to the cell block. We'll be all right here.
Good. Now let's proceed. We're in full agreement, Mrs. Morris, but after seeing that photograph, we have to ask some questions. Was it cheap publicity? Do they intend to exploit the girl?
Oh, I don't think so. I think you'll find that once she starts working there full-time, she'll be treated exactly the same as all the other employees.
But the job, it's not exactly the best in the world, is it?
Agreed. But it is a start, and she chose it herself. I mean, she's not skilled at anything. I know she's determined, and I'm sure she'll make a go of it.
Yes, but unfortunately we've heard that story before. Well-intentioned, I'm sure, but...
Surely the most important thing is that she found it herself. Now, I think that shows incredible initiative under the circumstances. And if it isn't rewarded, I'm sure we could do a lot of damage.
Well... Mrs. Morris, you may bring Driscoll back in again now.
Susie?
Well, Susie,
Yes?
Mrs. Morris seems to have a great deal of faith in you. We've therefore decided to grant your parole license.
Oh, that's great. Thanks a lot.
You may thank Mrs. Morris for her dedication.
Yeah, she's been terrific.
There are, of course, certain conditions. You'll be required to report to a parole officer.
Oh, I don't care about conditions. I just want to get out of Wentworth and make a real go of things.
Well, you've certainly shown a great desire to leave here in the past. Your record makes that painfully obvious. As for making a go of things, I wish you every success.
why isn't Mr. Faulkner in the hospital?
We were on our way.
Legs conked out.
How do you feel?
Like I've been hit in the head with a sledgehammer.
There are no sign of any burns?
Only superficial ones.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
He may have concussion, so I think he'd better go to Wentworth General for observation.
Yes, of course. Wendy's rung for an ambulance, so it shouldn't be very long. Can you manage him on your own, sister? Smith, were you there when the fire broke out?
Sort of. Just after when it blew up. After? What the hell does that mean?
Mrs. Powell, are you suggesting that Smith knows something about the fire? Yes, Mrs. Davidson, I most certainly am.
You've got no bloody right to
That's
make a statement
enough.
like...
Mrs. Powell, escort Smith to solitary.
What for? I haven't done anything.
Then you have nothing to worry about, have you? I'll speak to you later.
Oh, all I try and do is help her screw, and look what I get for it.
Oh, Mrs. Barry, I was just on my way.
Oh, it was just in one of the single cells. The firemen have just about finished.
Good, I'll come and speak to them.
Right.
Oh, no.
Not a pretty sight, is it?
It must have been extremely fierce.
Yes, it's got me stumped. I mean, there's nothing to burn apart from the mattress, but look at the walls. Looks as though someone went mad with a flamethrower.
Well, if it got out of hand, it could have meant the whole prison was at risk.
I doubt it. But there is something funny about that extinguisher.
Oh?
I think the police will be very interested when they see this.
Police?
Yep. I think somebody's been playing with matches.
Then we have a firebug.
Seems like it.
Well, I suppose that means the arson squad.
They've been called.
Apparently, this fire was no accident.
Well, yes, I could have told you that, and who did it.
I know you suggested B. Smith, but can you be sure? Did you actually catch her in the act?
Mrs. Davidson, the next best thing. Smith yelled out to Steve Faulkner to watch out before all of this went up.
Now, Smith, perhaps you will tell me exactly how the fire started.
Look, I just happened to be near there.
How very convenient.
It doesn't mean I had anything to do with it. You weren't far away either.
I understand you called out to Mr. Faulkner before the blast
He was
occurred.
running into a room full of smoke on his Pat Malone. Anything could have happened, and did.
Oh, since when have any of you been concerned about the safety of the officers?
Ah, well, there are screws and screws. Now, if it had been you instead of Mr. Faulkner, it would have been a very different story.
That's enough. Now, according to the fireman, that fire was deliberately lit. I suggest you cooperate and tell
Just
me...
a moment.
What's the matter? Can I get dressed now? What are you minutes? Oh.
What is it, Mrs. Powell?
Well, have a look at this.
It's just a letter I wrote to one of my relatives. Oh, bloody hell, can't we even write to our relatives now?
So your relative works at the Dispatch?
You will remain in solitary for the time being, Smith, and I dare say the arson squad will want to have a word with you when they arrive.
Susie, wait outside for a minute. I won't be long.
Well, quite a productive morning, wouldn't you say, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Let's hope she lives up to your expectations.
I know she will.
Was there something else you wished to see me about, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, there was, as a matter of fact. As you know, Judy Bryant is going to appeal against a conviction.
Ah, yes, Bryant. I remember.
Well, I don't think she'll have any trouble, do you? I mean, she was wrongly convicted, and we do have a signed statement to prove it.
And you want to know if she's likely to be given her parole license again?
Well, yes.
Well, if she's cleared, I see no reason why things shouldn't return to the way they were.
Well, that's wonderful news.
Of course, I can't speak for the other board members, but I don't think they're likely to raise any objections.
Good.
Well, naturally, the same parole conditions will apply as last time. Bryant will have to comply with them.
After all she's been through, I think that'll be the least of her problems. Thank you very much.
What did you use on your face?
This is starting to give me the tom tits. I'm Jacobin bounced from one place to another like a bloody yo-yo.
Oh, well, at least it beats slogging it out in the sweatshop.
You're going to let us out for lunch, aren't you?
No, you'll remain here until we get a chance to begin the cell search again.
Hey, did you hear what I heard in reception? They've shoved B in the pound.
Oh, well, at least we know she's okay.
But what about Helen's letter?
Oh, hell.
Oh, great. All that cloak and dagger stuff trying to get the bloody thing out of the pound. Now it's back where it started.
We know that, Quinn. We all bust a gut trying to get this set up.
Yeah, well, now we're going to have to go through the whole thing all over